The film, based on real events, begins with a retrospective of the main character, Frank Verstraten, the owner of the rarest nightclub, Zellion. Behind the cast voice, the character says that at the age of 27 he was well known, but did not enter the Face 27 club because he was not a musician. The story reverts back to when Frank was just a short man selling counterfeit microchips from China. He smuggled them through customs like parts for a toy railroad. The young man ran an illegal business under the supervision of Marlene's mother, a woman of will who had successfully contracted several cancers. The character of Frank owes it to her. The business begins in a family cafe. The salesmen are calling buyers, and after the TV ads, Frank has set up an illegal supply of celestial components. While Frank fares with counterfeit computers, another character in the story, Dennis, makes porn. The videocassettes on which the product is distributed are obsolete in the era of digital content. To keep up with the progress, Dennis turns to Frank for help. For the digitization of records, Dennis gives VIP tickets to the nightclub, Kara, which becomes a turning point. After taking a few friends, Frank goes to a party. However, security at Face Control, despite the presence of VIP tickets, does not let the short and nerdy inside, publicly humiliating the hero. The string of troubles continues with tax agent Jakarta, who is interested in the real accounting of the company. After the taxman leaves with nothing, Marlene slaps his son into finding a way to launder his earnings. Frank calls on Dennis to jointly create a cash laundering scheme. In addition to the stake, Frank sets the terms. The stylish porn king will get him into Kara. For 6 months, with the financial support of IT drug dealers, Dennis makes a lot of films, earns and receives honorary awards for the indecent industry. While celebrating, Frank tries ecstasy by drinking drugs in a limo on the way to Kara. With the support of the porn king, for the first time in his life he is allowed into a cool club. Inside is a beautiful and wet snout and soak up doses of sweat into a disco stench. But Frank's involvement is not up to the sacred malice. He is delighted. The hero Techno notices that outdated searchlights blink out of tune. Ecstasy then takes action, and he starts to break away, falling from the second floor to a merry crowd that carries him around like a rock star. In an unbridled blackout, the look clings to Vanessa, the owner of the title, Miss Belgium, on which the hero immediately put his eye with an enlarged pupil. When he is stopped by a guard in front of the VIP box, the hero informs the owner that it is a diner, no more than a cafe with garlands. The conflict ends with a drugged short man being politely thrown out onto the pavement, after which he, insulted in his best feelings, rammed the entrance with a car. The owner politely beats him in a hidden corner, to which the hero laughs and asks to remember him, saying that he will show everyone. The humiliation forced Frank's intellect to make a killing. Soon, he, his mother, and Dennis were looking for a place to open a nightclub. The business partner expresses sound doubts, but Frank is relentless. He convinces porn players to fit in. Agent Tuckard, however, is already confiscating the property of a computer company. The reason is because the hero is connected to Dennis, who also has a problem with accounting. Among other things, the links with the company Frank, which is registered on the grandfather. The porn king himself did not give the partner. Frank wants to buy a painting painted by Tuckard, but he realizes it's a bribe and refuses. However, the company went bankrupt, froze its accounts, and Dennis went away for a year. Thanks to his social nature, he makes useful acquaintances in prison. Frank finds out that Mom saved money from the proceeds, which allows on October 16, 1997 to open the club, Zellion. According to the documents signed by the mayor, this was not a nightclub, but a multifunctional leisure center. Having processed loans and arranged international shipments, technical genius creates a unique institution on the newest technologies. Dennis connections allowed to create for the opening of the entire elite of the city. Frank invites Vanessa to the opening. Her appearance is framed by an enchanting laser show with pyrotechnics, which is run by the owner himself. The cacophony of sounds and colors impresses sophisticated minds, allowing the character to meet the girl of his dreams. He gives her a tour of the club, telling her that everything will be fine. He also distracts Vanessa from the overprotective father manager. In response, an unoccupied signing into a celebrity teaches him to dance in the light of the lights and sparklers. Father interrupts the fun. He takes Vanessa away. As Frank takes her outside, he sees a group of young migrants in tracksuits playing security. The dispute turns into an ugly fight, which became the true decoration of the evening. In the morning, the hero will be his mother, who came to clean the new apartment while he reflects in the human aquarium. During the day, he picks up Vanessa from the photo shoot to enjoy the giant bungee in the car, after which he invites her to the club. The meeting almost ends with a kiss when Vanessa's father appears. He talks to Frank alone. Threatening with a stapler, the man inexplicably hints that his perfect daughter will not get involved with the short bastard. But the hero has a new ace up his sleeve. Dennis walks free, whom Frank meets at the gate. In the limo, the hero explains to his partner the rights and duties in Zellion, while a specially trained lady brings him into a good mood. Dennis is putting in fellow inmates, vicious Albanians who have gone through 2 wars. Hardened felons and experienced fighters could be the best security available. Frank takes Vanessa dancing to his club with her father's unconditional consent. Kisses flow smoothly into interrogation. The girl wants to know how the hero bribed his father. He shows the compromising, the tape of wearing a fake actress Dennis. A home video incites the girl, and they commit adultery on the floor. In the morning, Vanessa takes Marlene for a migrant cleaner. She, however, does not reveal, preferring to leave, holding a grudge. Zellion is becoming a fashionable and profitable place. In addition to the revenue from the visitors, Frank receives interest from the Albanian mafia, which provides guests with prohibited substances and call girls. To launder these profits, the hero devises new schemes to transfer money through banks around the world. Locals don't like the music den on the side. They complain to the mayor, but to no avail. A politician does not touch a club whose GDP equals a small African country. Frank spent his life drowning in luxury and glory, enjoying the company of Vanessa, whom he introduced to his mother. A friend gives him high platform shoes to compensate for his short stature. They let him love his girlfriend standing up. However, success causes jealousy of the mother. She burns her hand on a gas stove to get the basket son away from Vanessa. When he arrives, his mother displeases Franco's appearance, dressed as a clown on the advice of his daughter-in-law, including the boots on the platform. The seeds fall into the fertile soil. A complex character sees a friend leaving a phone number to a DJ. But he does not have time to conduct an explanatory conversation. There is a squad of police with a surprise raid outside. As long as the Albanian thugs hold them off, the associates have time to get rid of the ban and other evidence. The techno beat is tied with a cheerful Rubalov in the spirit of the old good chivalry. Frank rolls out the speaker into the police megaphone and reveals that the party is going on, keeping the crowd outside positive. After the Albanians at the personal request of the hero beat the DJ, sending him to the hospital. But as it turned out, the musician was the grandson of the Minister of Justice. Vanessa accuses the hero of spying, admitting to giving the DJ the number of the friend he looked at. They are fighting with Frank. After this incident, the state authorities became interested in Zellion. The club is subject to thorough inspections, and visitors are not allowed more than allowed. The owner is dragged to court hearings, lavishly showered with fines like fallen leaves in October. Former prisoners were banned from working as bouncers, which the Albanians did not like. The tension brought Dennis interest in the eldest daughter. In response, Frank announced erotic parties that invariably turned into wild orgies. The parties took place anonymously and in masks, so many politicians became regular at these events. Most of what's going on is being logged on camera, just in case. The dismissed Albanians declared war on Zellion by throwing a Molotov cocktail. To stand up, the hero teaches the guard gunshot wounds, accusing Dennis of bringing in prison thugs. The attempt to negotiate causes the Albanians to break Dennis' right arm. The authorities promote Agent Takarda, who once took Frank down. The character has to study the case files in the evenings to get out of the next court hearing. Vanessa listens to music, interfering with her work. She's hiding the fact that she had a nosebleed at the photo shoot, the result of a Colombian cold caused by cocaine abuse. Franco's attempt to limit consumption leads to another fight, after which Vanessa appears before her lawyers, in which her mother gave birth. Agent Tucker enters with another important female hero, questioning his mother, praising Vanessa and his son's taste for girls. Mother warns Franco that the agent is smart and can put him away, but he does not listen. Vanessa complains to Dennis about Franco, starting a Frank photo shoot. The hero performs on a talk show where his opponents are locals, dissatisfied with noisy parties. In the evening, he looks at the cover with Vanessa naked. Her return turns into another scandal. Frank takes the stash of coke, implicitly confirming that he was following the girl even in the house. In a fit of rage, Vanessa searches the room and finds hidden cameras. She cuts all the wires found, depriving Frank of his secret eye, and then goes to square. The hero follows her with a crowd of guards to pick her up, but the fight ends. Vanessa's pushing the patient, calling him short. The incident turns into a fight with the owner, after which the hero takes the girl who is packing up to leave. The woman is offended that Frank knows nothing about her, seeing her as an expensive fashion accessory. The hero wants to lock Vanessa up, but Dennis gets involved. However, he has his own problems. The older Albanian caught him with his daughter. Dennis has to run away, forgetting the farm glasses on the table. The criminal scumbags came to Frank with guns to find out about the business partner. The heroes meet in the parking lot to discuss the situation. Frank advises his teammate to fuck off, as Dennis asks for help in starting a business, but a nerdy nerd does not recognize his merits. During dinner, the hero's apartment is broken into by two guys in masks, who beat him and, at gunpoint, take money from the safe. Together with police and journalists, Marlene arrives at the apartment, who accuses Vanessa of aiding and abetting the robbers. The character makes an emotional proposal to the girl, which she does not have time to answer. The club manager appears with news. They found the stolen car, and he's quitting. Frank's on his way to the junkyard to check the car before the crime lab. There's a burnt key in the glove compartment that must have had something to do with Dennis' card. The guard immediately reports that he has found the king's porn, which Frank informs the Albanians, and they visit an unlucky partner. The hero is visited by Agent Tucker with a recording of Vanessa's phone conversation with the owner of the Cortex. They discuss Frank's revenge on the girl who stole the key to Dennis' map. Realizing that he has given up his only friend to the murderers, the hero makes a stingy tear. Tackard gives him a choice. Give up all the black books, or Vanessa goes to prison for arranging a hit. Meanwhile, Marlene confronts her sister-in-law, causing her to push her head against the television. Frank rushes to the scene of the Dennis massacre, hoping to buy it from the Albanians. At a former porn studio, he finds a torture camera, but Dennis grabs a gun and escapes the Albanians. The Albanians tell the hero to leave, but at the exit Dennis falls from above directly on the car. Friends manage to escape, having run down one of the villains. But the situation is still unresolved. Dennis needs to hide from vindictive foreigners. Taking a little cash, he leaves, saying goodbye to the hero. Franco is called to the hospital. Mother has a concussion, but that's not the worst. She has a tumor again. Standing outside the ward, the hero asks Vanessa an important question. Will she marry him? Using the accumulated dirt, Frank prevents Agent Tucker from losing the case against Vanessa. The matter with the Albanians was resolved by the police, called to the address where the drugs were packed. Marlene's at a coffee shop listening to a story about her son's engagement to the hateful Vanessa. Among the emails, she finds Agent Tucker's business card and writes something similar to the Konami code on it. It's the password to Franco's classified documents, allowing the IRS to dig up irrefutable evidence. Franco is taken away, leaving Vanessa in the distance as the unattainable dream she first presented to him. In the cell where he is serving his sentence, there is a picture painted by Descartes on the wall. He gave it to the defeated opponent as a reminder of his loss. While Frank was incarcerated, Dennis was arrested in Prague for molesting a minor, and Vanessa, after careful thought, decided to unilaterally break up with her impoverished fiancé. After his release, Frank, working in a family cafe, founded another trading company that pays his taxes. A club, Zelian, the highest point of his business, safely demolished. This film ends.